Well, hey there, food friends. Bonjour.
Bonjour.
It's Kevin.
And I'm Ralph.
And it's Cavalcade of Food. And we are...
Frenching it up.
Yeah, Frenching it up. We were in France last year and, of course, had a wonderful time. And we have some dear friends who are going to France in about 2 months. And so they wanted to come and have dinner, and we show them our pictures and kind of tell them where we went and give them thoughts about what they can do while they're in France. And so
benefit from our Parisian experience.
Exactly. And so it's like, well, if we're getting together, let's do the whole French thing. So we'll make something French, something easy that's very casual that we can eat while
something
we're
I
looking at pictures.
Something I discovered in France and Paris that I loved, which is Croque Madame.
Croque Madame. So there's Croque Madame and there's Croque-monsieur, and the Madame has a fried egg on the top. Monsieur does not. Okay, so
it's basically like a very open-faced ham and Gruyere cheese sandwich that is on almost every menu we saw, and I just loved it and liked trying it at all the different restaurants because each one was a little bit different.
Yeah, and as you learn, there's everyone has their own little variation on it, but it's really
it's a very basic staple for a lot of French menus.
So here's what I'm going to do. We have a baguette here. That's for later. But this is, I just have a loaf of sort of this French bread that I got at the local market. Get whatever you like, whatever kind of bread. It helps to have a nice crusty bread. You can do it whichever way. Baguette is sort of small, you want a wider pan type bread like this. So this is what we're going to use, okay? So here's what I'm doing. I've cut the bread in half. Now, I've got the oven on broil, all right? Now what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of Dijon mustard. And of course, that's very French. And here's our friends now.
Gerald and Liz.
And I'm going to put a little Dijon on the bread here, okay? You can put as little or as much as you want. Dijon mustard has a nice bite to it. Now what I like to do is we got some nice ham here, and what I'm going to do is
Black Forest shaved ham.
This is a nice Black Forest ham, but I'm going to put a couple pieces on here. Okay, you with me so far?
So far.
Okay, we're going to put a couple pieces of ham on here, and then what I'm going to do is, all right, I got the mustard, I got the ham. We're going to set this baby under the broiler and just let that ham get warm.
Just kind of heat it up a bit.
Exactly. And now while that's doing that, I'm melting some butter here.
French butter?
In a pan. And yes, we have French butter. There we go. That's what we enjoyed.
That was a revelation that just simple things like butter are just so different in France.
And so good. Now I'm using Gruyere cheese. And Gruyere cheese is really what you want to use. I think you can find it most places.
That's not that uncommon.
In a pinch, you could use Swiss, but Gruyere sort of has a more of a bite to it. If you can open the package, here we go. Okay. It is kind of a harder cheese than Swiss. Smell that? It has a sharpness.
Yeah,
to it.
Yeah, I like that because it mellows out when it gets baked, and what we're making is almost equivalent of what you might know as a Monte Cristo in a way, isn't it?
Well, Monte Cristo is fried.
Oh, okay, so it's not. Never mind. Scrap that.
That's all right, and it's served usually with. It's sort of salty and sweet. Okay. So I'm gonna.
This isn't getting too hot in the oven,
is it? It should be all right. No. So I'm just gonna grate a little bit of cheese there. Okay. So now what we're gonna do here. Let's see how we're doing. Okay. I'm gonna
warming up.
We're going to take this out.
By the way, we've got Françoise Hardy, great French singer in the background. So Gerald and Liz have arrived. Bonjour.
Bonjour. Bonsoir.
Bonsoir.
So you can see we're getting a little crust here on the edge of the bread. See how it's toasted up? The ham's nice and warm.
So that's as far as you want to...
That's as far as I want to take it for now, okay? let me just swirl this around, and what we're going to do now is we're going to get our egg cooked. Okay, so let's get our egg going here, and that's going to go on top. So what I'm going to do now, Ralph, is I'm going to take our shredded cheese, and let's put a little salt and pepper on our egg here.
It's universal, S&P.
Yep. Okay, now we're going to take that nice Gruyere cheese, all right, and we're going to put that
directly onto the ham.
On top. This is probably, maybe a quarter cup of coarsely grated Gruyere. Okay.
Okay.
So, still a little warm. Again, we're using the broiler here. We're going to put this back under the broil. Keep an eye on it. We want that cheese to get just nice and brown and bubbly. Here's our little egg.
That was one of the things I loved about these sandwiches in France, is that the cheese, when it gets melty like that, has such a great flavor.
It does, and you put a fried egg on anything. So you got it's really almost wonderful to have for breakfast too, because you got your bread, you got your egg, you have your cheese, you have your meat, you have your ham.
Yeah, put a little jam on there and you got a breakfast.
So, okay, there we go. So, let's see how we're doing down here. We're just rocking here. Okay, it's still melting. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We'll get this out from under the broiler, put our fried egg on top, and we will have our Croque Madame. So, it's been under the broiler, like maybe 3 minutes. Oh, look at that cheese. It's just starting to get brown.
Yeah, you can tell when it's
You go a little longer if you wanted. Now, here's our fried egg on top. And so let's grab our plate, and we get a spatula here.
You know why I was thinking Monte Cristo? Because I remember one place, you know how we said that each place had a different. There was one that had it almost like French toast. It was breaded.
Yeah.
The eggs. But this is great. Look at that.
Isn't that is just beautiful.
A work of art.
So now here's where you earn it right here, because what's so beautiful too is when you cut in, a lot depends how you like your egg, but you see that?
Yeah. It's got to have that, softness and little runniness.
You get the crunch.
And what's great about that bread is it absorbs the liquid.
See how beautiful that is? You have the crunch, you have the cheese, you have the ham.
It's taking me right back, those smells, those wonderful aromas. I give the cameraman some.
It's really hot.
Never mind. I don't want to burn my mouth. I'll wait. But that's
anyways.
So there we are, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to cut you a piece because I know how bad you want a piece here. Okay?
Wow.
So, there it is, folks. A quick Croque Madame.
The Madame has the egg. The Monsieur does not.
So, perfect. Something to share with our dear friends who are on their way to Paris. And a great way for us to remember the wonderful time that we had when we were there last year.
Yeah, thanks for being with us.
I'm going to tell you, if you have people over, you want to just have a fun night, do something really easy, and you serve this with the salad, and you can do some frites if you want, or
French fries.
Yeah, French fries. It's wonderful, and it's just great. So, you know what? We had a great time doing this. We hope you had a great time being with us.
Thanks for being with us.
Thanks for being here, and
au revoir.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Bye.